Alright, you all know the drill. My name is Brax. We're playing I Wani Hug That Gator. I love it, but I want to ask you something specifically. In the comments, just as a little bit of a participation thing, tell me your gaming hot take. I don't want to do just an endless stream of I Wani Hug That Gators until I'm done with it. I want to throw something in there, and I think gaming hot takes would be a fun thing to do. So just do that real quick, and we'll be good. Alright, we are just going to get right into it. Left off right here, 1 minute before midnight, February 18th. Alright, the days were surreal with how things just realigned with the old schedule. Yeah, last time we were in a monsoon, I believe the word is. We were stuck in the school with Olivia and Professor Yadakon. Yadakon broke a painting that was kind of hanging over Olivia's head on purpose to make her feel better. Yada yada. And also we were attacked by Mia, which is our friend Ben's girlfriend. Mia is a bitch. Yadakon was serious when he told Olivia to keep off that wrist. He effectively banned her from painting until it got better. Meaning all week I have been doing our work as a, quote, as a group. Sorry about that. It was exhausting. Oh, she's on the train with us. But today I'm pretty excited. For the first time, Olivia's actually joining me on the metro. We're headed for the city. It's going to be a bit of a trip. For the last several nights, Olivia has been using my inbox to store sketching ideas while her wrist heals. On Thursday, she even attempted sending a few left-handed sketches, but gave up after the third or fourth malformed rat. She's got a pet rat named Guts, which I believe is a reference to Guts from Berserk. Then Liz sent a game-changing invitation through our group chat. Her uncle has some business in the city and told her she can go do something with. And he told her she can go do something with the time since it's her car. So she's invited the rest of us to join her for a lunch at a fancy place. It's got us pretty thrilled. It's got me pretty thrilled. Olivia understood the order to stay off her hand, but that doesn't make her less manic about wanting to get back to painting. Why do you agree to go if you don't want to go? Well, a trip to the city won't suck so bad if you're there. Even if I really, really want to start that painting. You're almost done healing. It won't be much longer, I know it. But Yadakon said you should at least wait for Monday. Yeah, that too. Besides, I don't want to be around Damien while he's... Ugh. Poor guy looked positively miserable when I picked Olivia up. He was pale and shaking, and the floor between his feet was left bubbling after a particularly powerful sneeze. Has it ever been that bad? Oh, he's sick. Okay. It happens like once a year. It's the one reason we don't share a room. One moment he's fine, the next he's inebriated. This car is weird. You ride this every day? Yep. This is even my seat. Right next to the folding accessibility seat. What, did you start accounting for me before we even met? Maybe I did. She mouths something and rolls her eyes, but there's a clear smile after she goes back to walking the passing buildings. Compared to a car ride together, this felt a little more intimate. Even if there are more people in close proximity, none of them paid us any mind. Just Olivia and I. Several stations later, the metro grinds to a halt at our stop. Alright, you ready? Yeah. Olivia shoos my hand away when I go to help her out of the metro. We step out into the chilled air of the city. I'm already getting goosebumps. That cold front is really making itself known. We should find Liz quickly before Olivia starts shivering. Are you seeing a long, big green neck anywhere? None that I know of. Great, that sounds awesome. We looked around through the alleyway into the closest shops. Maybe she's in the bathroom? I'd wait around, but I don't want to make Olivia wait out in the cold. Did we go to the wrong stop? Just text her already. Crap, right, I'm dumb. What the hey, where'd you go? Oh, there she'd go. A moment later, her head ropes out of the door of a nearby coffee shop, followed by the rest of her. Hey, Inko! Glad you guys could make it. Yeah, I just got confused. Didn't know you'd be in the cafe there. Really? I've been in there the whole time. I messaged Damien and I went in to escape the cold and... Oh, she's gonna be pissed that he's not there. Where's Damien? Oh man, he got nasty sick right before we left. He couldn't make it. But, is he fine? He'll be fine, I think. Okay, alright. Well, that just throws a wrench into all my plans now, doesn't it? We can still have fun without him, right? Yeah, I know. It was just, well, I was hoping between the four of us, it'd be like a double date. Huh? Yeah, Damien and me, you and Inko, all together for a fancy lunch. Liz, Olivia and I aren't... Oh, I'm sorry, I just assumed. Boy, this is embarrassing. Whole day seems like everything's going wrong for me. It's fine. Yeah. Well, we can still have a good time. I'm still having lunch with friends. I'm sure you guys will love it too. Come on. Liz leads us through the streets, pointing out our destination when it comes into view through the towering skyscrapers. Whew. That building looks familiar. The building is more akin to a narrow spike aimed upward, with a large disc-like room built near the tip. Oh, is that the fucking, the Space Needle from Washington? You see that space near the top? It's the restaurant. They built it in that way. They built it in a way that the whole thing slowly rotates, so the view changes while you eat. That sounds crazy expensive and crazy dangerous. You can see the whole city, the ocean, even the mountains. Whoa. I've gone here with my parents all the time as a kid, and I always daydreamed about bringing friends and important guests there, and, well, you know, business type stuff. This will be my first time on my own. Well, you know. Yeah. What is Olivia doing? You'll see, there's even a... Oh, hold it. We lost Olivia. We turn around and check on our errant Gator friend, who's a bit farther behind and grimacing. She comes slowly rolling in, fighting to hide the slight winces every time she pushes herself. Oh, sorry. That's fine. You sure you don't want help? I can manage my own. Please. Alright, you want to lead the way? Alright, it's that Space Needle looking place, right? So they acknowledge it looks like the Space Needle. She rolls ahead, Liz and I follow behind, continuing our conversation. The restaurant is an impressive spire, with the actual seating area 30 floors or so up. After Liz verifies her reservation, we're let into a special elevator with a glass front. After a minute or so of rising above the city, we stop, and the doors slide open to reveal the restaurant. It's a circular room with the seating by the windows and an inner ring for bars, and the kitchen making up the center. Definitely a carefully crafted place. I wonder if it'd be the kind of place my parents would bring me to. A waitress greets us and leads us to the table by the windows. Her body moved down over her head state. That's funny. One of the seats closest to the window is moving so Olivia's wheelchair can fit by the table. Is moved so Olivia's moving. Blah blah. She approaches the space and stops. She's looking down out the window. Can we switch seats? Afraid of heights? Shut. Alright. I oblige, shifting the seat over so she sits instead by the aisle. Quite a view, huh? I can see why it'd make you squeamish, Olivia. Heights are also scare the living daylights out of me. I went up in the gateway to the west, the St. Louis Arch. To those who don't know, is this giant arch. Think like one of the McDonald arches, one side of the M's. If you've never even seen it, you can go up to the very top of it. It's super thin, like way too thin. It feels like it's gonna fall over. and I was freaking the fuck out the entire time. I did not like it one bit. But I'm perfectly fine on planes, so that's kind of weird. I can see... What? Are you afraid of heights, Liz? Are you afraid of heights, Liz? Well, yeah, isn't everyone? What? That doesn't make any goddamn sense, Liz. Your head hangs 3 stories above your shoulders and heights scare you? Look, acrophobia is the irrational fear of heights, okay? So, of course, it doesn't make sense, but still. Whatever. Heights suck. We agree on that, at least. So, what do you think? It's very nice. I can see why you wanted to come here. Liz nods. My family usually comes here once a year. Uncle Ferris has to remember to bring along a letter from the owner saying he's fine to let in, that he won't bring the whole tower down. What the hell is bisque? Olivia's looking into the menus. Right, we're here to eat. Lobster bisque? It's lobster tail in a creamy kind of soup. When I call it lobster soup, bisque is a stupid word. I look down at the menu myself. There's all your standard options between pasta, sandwiches, cuts of meat. Some weirdly novelty things, but I actually like trying those. I guess I'll have... Oh shit. Alright, double tropical cheeseburger with pineapple sauce. That sounds disgusting. Chicken pizza. The chicken is the crust. What the fuck? Entire leg of cow. Carnivore section. Samies with Olivia. Ooh. Volcadera kebab. The wooden steak is even carved to look like the restaurant. Let's get the entire leg of cow. You sure? With onion rings. If you want it, I'm buying. Oh, if you want it, I'm buying. They serve breakfast all day, too. I'm going with the pancake platter. Liz waves at the waitress over and we give our orders. Nostalgia pick? You got me. It takes me way back. She stares out the window. I look at the horizon as well. The view has shifted a bit to show the mountains. We all look out for a long while. Does the actual Space Needle turn in place? I'm not sure. I've never been to any state beyond Colorado. I've never been on the West Coast. Maybe a little too long. Ordinarily, this would be around around the time Damien would say something that kept the conversation going. Oh, right. He's usually the one bringing us all together. Yeah, it is strange to think about, but Liz and Olivia aren't really more than acquaintances. But during lunch, it's Damien that always makes sure everyone else is included in the conversation. Nothing comes to mind. I don't think I'd make a good Damien. One moment, please. I ring Damien up in the hallway. He's sick, yes, but hopefully he'll have something for me to use. If he picks up, please. Hello? It's Vinny. Vinny? I want to talk to Damien. Nah, he's out right now. Mom's with him in the backyard. He's puking his guts out into a bucket. Why? Pest control guys buy it from us for $50. Gross. What do you want him for? I can tell him when he comes back in. Oh, why not? I wanted to know how he always keeps our friend group so lively. Like, I was considering small talk, just bringing up movies or something. Ew, no, movies suck. Nobody actually likes them. Fuck you, Vinny. What? I'm playing Fortnite. I'll turn it down so you can hear me. I heard what you said. Wait, I heard what you said. It was just dumb. What, was it? Yeah. There's a pause for a moment. I don't know what the fuck is happening. Movies always sucked. Like, they started in black and white, and then without sound, and they never really got better. Even when they peaked in the 70s, they only barely became watchable. Have you ever seen The Godfather? Dad made me watch that stuff, and it just sucked. No, you probably just didn't get it. Dad explained the whole plot to me, ins and outs, and it was really just mid-trash. That movie won awards. You can't just call it trash. Yeah, I can. Movies are just trash genre of content. Fuck you, Vinny. Even the best ones are usually just polished turds that waste your time. Okay then, what's a good movie? Ever heard of Mr. Beast? How about Storytime Animations? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. I'm not. Any popular content on You Snoop provides more value for your time than the classics that you old people fawn over, and it still sucks. Is this what kids are actually going to be like? I fucking hope not. Oh, he's even wearing a Mr. Beast shirt. Those aren't even movies. They move, and I watch them. Not my point, you troglodyte. And if you could ever even think of comparing that, stop it. To that slop to the likes of Star Wars, The Godfather, Blade Runner 2049. Movies are one massive pile of doo-doo fart, but even it can sometimes make something mediocre. These are billion-dollar franchises. Millions of people would disagree with this deranged nonsense. Doo-doo fart. Oh my god, you little... Listen, you little chump, next time I see you, I'm going to wring your neck like a wash rag. What? Who is this? Shit. Calm down, kill him later. Nuts, I didn't even get the advice. I hope kids don't actually think like that. I really, really hope. I sulked back to my seat and slumped down, catching my breath. Oh shit, AC's on. Well, you alright? Your eye is twitching. I don't think I've ever been more angry in my life. What happened? I don't want to talk about it. I rubbed the tension from my face. Fine, I can be a good Damien all by myself. So, Liz, yeah? You mentioned when we first met you wanted to be an art dealer, getting the right people the right paintings, right? How's that going? Oh, yeah, it's doing great. It's going great. I just got accepted to Marshall & You, actually. Oh, snap. Yeah, I finally got everything all worked out for myself. I'm going to hit the ground running once I graduate. That's pretty cool. I'm still figuring things out. You too, right, Olivia? I only got short-term goals right now. But I'm interested in what Liz is talking about. Right, I'm sure it wouldn't be a problem for Olivia to replace the stolen painting. But what was annoying was having to contact the Treasury and Administration about the broken cabinet. I mean, what even happened? Whoever did it, I wish they could have dealt with Mrs. Scaler's neurotic tantrum the way I did. We're still finding glass shards all over the floor, and I get screamed at as if I'm the one responsible for it. Yep, this is the glass case that Mr. Yatacon broke. Scaler needs to put the coffee mug down sometimes. Jeez. It's not a problem anymore. We've already ordered a new display. It should be installed next month. Oh, I got off track. What were we talking about again? The art dealing thing. I'm actually interested. Oh, well, the plan is to be able to open my own business. I'll start online and work my way up to having a physical location. Uncle Ferris told me he's willing to help me figure the legal part out. I've already gotten a few connections. Some people that might be interested in being involved. I run some pretty decent prices. For me, I mean. And I'll be selling my own works too. I've gotten even better at painting since the start of the year. Have you noticed? I think you have, yeah. Although, since I'm no artist, I'll admit, some of the details are probably lost on me. Liz nods. Maybe I'll buy one sometime. You'll give me a discount, right? Ha, maybe. Olivia, have you painted anything good recently? No. Oh, sorry. It's fine. Well, I got one I really want to be doing. Why don't you? Because I got dragged here instead? Dang it, Olivia. I mean, not that I'm mad. Liz looks like she wants to say something. The thought dies on her tongue. Yeah. The conversation and the tension, thankfully, gets interrupted as our food arrives. The social media influencer in me itches to take a photo of each plate, especially with how good the presentation is. Dang, I should have brought my camera along with me. Wait, I have my phone. Say, Olivia. I turned just in time to see her clamp her jaw on the hunk of meat, tearing it right off the bone. Never mind. How's it taste? She takes a moment to chew her food before sending it down the hatch, then smiling as she gives me a greasy thumbs up. Liz chuckles from Olivia's good review as she lowers her head to get the first bite of her pancakes. Given that her neck is making movements equivalent to doing the happy dance, I'm guessing that the pancakes are good here. My view had changed again, and now, having noticed, I could almost feel the slow rotation of the room. I savor my onion rings while watching Volcadera Bluffs pan right by us, taking in the amazing view. My thoughts reach out for my camera, already calculating the restaurant's rotation with proper settings to capture the full 360 panorama I could achieve. And a separate section of my mind recalls the other panoramic of the city I saw. The one that is now nothing more but shredded debris. Say, Liz, the Brachiosaurus takes a moment to respond as she attempts to cram her snout into her glass of water. Stupid glass, no straw. Yeah? So you mentioned all about wanting to be an art dealer and part of that system. I guess it could be cool if we worked together. Come again? I don't know, just seems like a decent idea. No, I get you. Now it's Liz's turn to pause from her food, sit upright, and carefully tap the napkin on her closed lips. Maybe, but I don't think you'd want that, honestly. No, that'd be cool. I'd like that. Oh, yeah, maybe. I'm not sure. Not sure? Oh, fuck, Liz doesn't want to do it. She's trying to be nice. Yeah, I'm trying to get this whole thing off the ground on my own. Without others' help, right? Like how you feel about your art stuff? That's different. The point is, it's more important for me that my start is as self-sustaining as possible. I mean, you just said you had connections, and your uncle. Yeah, family and such, not a... Olivia raises that iconic eyebrow. Friends? Or is it just me? Olivia, don't even start to make a scene. Fuck. Olivia, Liz, come on, guys. Can we finish lunch first? How am I making a scene, Liz? I'm just curious about your life for once. Well, not like this, then. I'd rather you go back to giving me the silent treatment. Oh, no. Oh, no. What have I done? What's your deal? Damien and Inko want us to be friends. Here I am actually trying, and what am I, not worthy enough for your stuck-up... Ugh. You didn't want my friendship before, or Damien's for years. It just sounds a bit like you just want to be friends now because you can get something out of it. I want to be friends, just not like that. I thought things would finally start getting good. Olivia, there's lots of people less fortunate than you. You have the support of your friends, all the offers. And you can't blame me if you just ignore both. Liz, let me finish, please. I'm not mad. I envy you, I admit it. Anyone would. Effortlessly getting that attention and help. I hate it. I know, and I know it's wrong, but that's what I've been thinking for a while. I see all those things you have available to you all these years, and you just take them for granted. I just think it's a wasteful way to live. Look, sorry. I appreciate you guys. After telling to my face how you'd rather be elsewhere, not here while eating at my expense. You know what, Olivia? This is the most nice I can do for you at the moment, because you really don't deserve anything else. Liz! Liz clasps her hands over her mouth. Olivia doesn't respond. She looks down at her plate. I'm going to use the bathroom. She pushes herself away from the table and through the aisle. Oh no. I'm sorry, Liz. I didn't mean to snap. It's alright. Once Olivia gets back, you can apologize. No, I don't think I can. After everything, I think I deserve that much. Good God. The brief was just to get these two talking and have a good time, and it's like a grenade was thrown to that table. Wow, I'm a fucking terrible Damien, let me tell you. Liz? Yeah? Why didn't it work? Why didn't what work? I know you two aren't on the greatest terms, so I tried to keep conversation going. So it wouldn't get awkward and nobody would get left out, like Damien does. I feel like this is somehow my fault. But how? I did everything I was supposed to. I don't think you did anything wrong. Why does this never happen around Damien? Good question. I don't know. Liz picks at her plate, popping the yolk on her over easy egg. She's probably not in the mood if I pressed any further and said anything I wanted to say right now. Olivia wouldn't like me prodding right now either. There's no options. I try to think of something to do, but Nothing. I can't think of doing anything at all. Not without making someone uncomfortable or worse, getting them mad at me. And I never even anticipated something like this happening. It's frustrating. I can't do anything. But I can't do nothing, obviously. Not if I want to smooth things over. Right now, Olivia's in the bathroom. She's actually just fooling around the hallway, but the point is the two are stupid. The two are separated, not stupid. I can work something out. Should I keep trying then? I don't want to make anyone uncomfortable. I think I'd rather you didn't. Come on, Liz, help me out here. Ask Liz for help. How does she know how to deal with avoiding upsetting others? Go find Olivia. Oh. Let's go ahead and save. How does she know how to deal with avoiding? How does she know how to deal with avoiding upsetting others? Go find Olivia. Well, let's just, fuck. Man, I don't know. I know your choices in these games are actually important, unlike some games I know. But, my mind is telling me ask Liz for help. So let's just do that, fuck. Liz? Yeah? Could it be the case that doing what you're supposed to doesn't always work? That a trick question? Of course it isn't. Is that what you're thinking? Well, you guys got in an argument over it. Olivia got hurt over it. I feel a bit responsible. Nonsense. The stupid stuff is our own petty, catty squabble. Well, I want to do something to fix it. Well, I have an idea what to do. The thing is, I really don't want to upset anyone. Or worse, get them mad at me. You only want to do things that others will support then. Yeah. But here, it's not an option, I don't think. It's a catch-22, sure. You're great with people. You're on the school council, probably have lots of arguments there. Like you wouldn't believe. What do you do then? Liz looks out the window and guess that's a good question to ask. Well, here's how I see it. If I have something that needs saying, I'll just say it. Doesn't matter how others think it in that case. Some things you just have to be cold with. That's how some things are. Oh. Sorry if that's not the answer you're looking for. No, it was good. I appreciate your perspective. It's actually a good example of itself. I think it's what I needed to hear. Ha, that's a good way to put it. Thanks for the advice. I'll try to make things right once Olivia gets back. Sure. I focus on my food and what I'll say while we wait for Olivia's return. Liz offers to trade her bacon strips for a few onion rings. Sucker. Finally, Olivia comes rolling back to the table. I'm back. Hey, you were gone for a while. Yeah. Things cool here now? I was actually just about to say something about it to resolve everything. I can't decide who is right. You're my friends. Liz is right. Olivia needs to think of others more. Olivia is right. Liz is being petty. Let's just say I can't decide, but I'm going to go ahead and say it anyways. I can't decide who's right. You're both my friends. I think you both have some good points. But there's a bigger picture we all need to see. Deep down, both of you want to be friends. So why not turn over a new leaf starting today? Is that it? Pretty much, yeah. So are we good? Sure, I guess. Yeah. Okay, alright, I feel confident in how all that turned out. That went much better than I expected. After things settled down, we finished off our meals. Well, Olivia finished our meals. Liz and I noticed it first when one of her whole pancakes simply vanished. And I thought my onion ring pile was looking smaller by the minute. Looking Olivia's way, she simply waved at us with the most bizarre concoction of onion rings, flapjack, syrup, and beef on her plate. What? I'll make you guys better food than this for later. The theft of our food stopped shortly after that, and though the portions had diminished, we were all thoroughly satisfied with the meal. I offered to pay, or at least pitch in with a check, but Liz refused. She insisted, since it was her big idea to begin with. But I had always figured it was the man's place to pay for a date, and this was a date, kinda. Neither of our hands lifted from the tiny leather booklet, and I don't know how long we spent playing tug of war over it. Livia at least found it amusing, even recording our stare down on her phone. But victory was mine, as I managed to palm my debit card to the waitress before Liz could give her back the bill booklet. With that done, all that was left for us was making the most of the view. Livia led the way in the observation deck on the floor beneath the restaurant. She immediately regretted it, as the blast of cold air even had me shiver a bit. The attitude plus the late fall weather meant the deck was mostly clear of guests. But the view was easily worth the cold, as I made a mental note to come back here on one day with my DSLR. We slowly moved to the railing so we can fully take in the skyline, from the bluffs and out toward the ocean, along with the city's skyscrapers that were dwarfed by the spire. And as I scanned over it, I doubled down on the mental note, because seeing Olivia silhouetted by this beautiful view is... I don't get how you two can stand this temperature. Liz doesn't look that cold. All she's doing is rubbing her arms in a theatrical manner. I'm gonna be by the elevator, guys, okay? Her head moves next to Olivia, and there's a hushed whisper shared between them. Finally, Liz's body turns and leaves, her body following shortly after with a beaming smile. Her head following shortly after with a beaming smile. Olivia? Don't ask. Her eyes remain on the horizon. Maybe it's a little colder, though, as Olivia's face is slowly turning red. Something up? Well... Her eyes trail down and her hands raise up until she's carefully examining her wrists. I watch as she carefully tests her hands, wincing occasionally as she slowly flexes and rotates her hands. About he painting. I assume they meant the painting. About the painting. Not until you're better. I know. I've been thinking about it. I'm going to be way out of practice when I'm all better. So you're going to practice? She smiles as she turns to me, probably excited about the prospect of starting work on that soon. Yes, I had the mental image for it in my mind and everything. Her smile lessens, though, and her tone becomes uneasy. I just want to make it perfect. I have the mental image, but I won't have the skill. Plus, between the carpal tunnel and rushing out all of those pieces for Mia, I think I understand what she's getting at, but her smile's back again. Once I can paint again, I need time for practice. I want to show Mr. Yadikon the greatest piece I can create. Do you need anything? My words cut my thoughts off. No, I have all the paint, and... No, I mean, do you need any help with your practice? Her face glows red again. Maybe. Well, I don't know how much help I can be with my complete lack of painting talent. But otherwise, yeah, I'll do whatever I can for you, Olivia. I promise. I submitted with a smile and a thumbs up. Thanks. Ooh, she's got a crush on you. I think we only stood out in the viewing deck for a few more minutes. After a particularly cold draft had swept over us, Olivia figured she'd had enough of the chilly air here. We made our way back inside to the elevator station where Liz was standing idly. She and Olivia looked at each other for a moment. The two held their stare locked in on each other for about half a minute before Olivia looked to the side. So, what else is there to do here? A lot, evidently. Once we had gotten back to the terra firma, Liz had taken it upon herself to walk us around the entire block. The whole area was like a miniature theme park, with a lot of street vendors selling tourist trap gifts. We spent the rest of the day just wandering the city park here, enjoying the late fall day to the best we could. Eventually, as the sun sunk below the horizon, Mr. Ferris found us. I had forgotten that we had come here in the first place because of a business meeting of his. Liz and him waved us goodbye as they broke away and headed for the parking lot, while I pushed a very tired Gator girl to the metro station. I don't think she minded much, honestly, as she clutched her tail to her chest and used it as a makeshift pillow. She looked so sweet like that, as the perfect background for my phone. She must never learn of this, though, because I don't think I'd survive. But it'd be worth it. After going home that night, Olivia texted me all night and well into the morning. We ended up talking about all sorts of things. Mia, our art, various shows, just about everything. Never seen her that excited before. For someone with sore hands, she sure types fast. And for someone that doesn't much like talking at all, she sure types a lot. I certainly can't keep up. And when she didn't want to talk, she sent more doodles and sketches. Sleep wasn't really an option on my end either, and Guts' doodle ventures were quite entertaining to read. Since then, we've been texting more every night. Not as much, since I do need my sleep. Mr. Triggums is apparently one of those substitutes that demands complete silence until class is over, but doesn't care beyond that. So even though I'm sitting about 2 feet away from Olivia, we're having to text each other. She's quite the storyteller with these doodles. Like right now, as I try to keep up with the tale of Guts riding a... Wait. Just breaking his flashing seal, blah, blah, blah. What's he riding again? He's piloting the main golem from the Gundam fin. A giant robot from one of the shows she'd been wanting us to watch together. I mean, we would. I totally want to. Just Olivia and I, sitting side by side on my couch. Maybe as we're getting tired, we start leaning against each other. Quit daydreaming. I could even offer to keep her warm. Bzzz, clatter. Whoops. Catching my phone on the precipice of my desk, I see that Olivia had sent an even more detailed version of the previous Guts drawing. And this is why, for how dumb as it is, Finn is still fun to watch. I don't get that drawing. I don't get it. Oh, I don't get it. You almost didn't get your phone just now. If you'd watch it, you would. One day, maybe. Though only if it's with her. One day, yes. Aw, crap, teacher. Don't want to lose my phone. Okay. After a couple minutes without any alerts, I accept that the Gator girl really is done for now. With a quick look at the clock on the wall, I figure I've got a few more minutes before I absolutely must hide my own phone. Yotacon's been out for about a week and a half, so we've been stuck with Mr. Triggums. Apparently he doesn't like electives. I swipe back, looking through the pieces she'd sent me over the last couple of hours. A lot of the references go over my head, but the few that don't earn a hearty chuckle from me. Then there's the more detailed ones, the drawings that'd be good enough to actually render. I smile as I save those. I've been meaning to ask if she'd finished one, back when she started doing this. But I never got around to it, simply saving it in a folder. A folder that's grown to a couple dozen now. Will Jerome Clarkson please come to the office? Will Jerome Clarkson please come to the office? Thank you. Crick. The announcement makes me nearly drop my phone again. They've been going on all morning, just calling random students to the office. A buzz from my phone has me check it again to see another message from the Gator girl. Never mind. Teacher's acting weird today. Weird. I look at our substitute. Mr. Triggums isn't paying any attention to us. In fact, he's just kind of looking through the desk he sat at. Weird. Same here. Think it has something to do with the office thing? I don't know. I was thinking it was the short day, maybe. That was another thing. I think the entire class realized something was up how fast class periods are getting today. Crick. Oh man. I look at my phone on the floor, the corner of the screen chipped away. Picking it back up before any of my classmates can step on it on their way to lunch. I also just noticed that Ben wasn't here in class either. Hurry up, short day means lunch is earlier. What's going on with this? Heading to lunch, I realize I'm actually not that hungry. Strange, but I guess it's an internal clock thing. I'm just used to eating at the same time every day. Looks like I'm not the only one, as the usual war zone in the cafeteria has expanded to spill into the surrounding hallways. It's loud enough to even cover the continued announcements. Urkel. Thank you. Crick. Mostly. I've gotten pretty good at weaving through the chaos relatively unscathed, but man, these guys have way too much energy. What are they even fighting about? But as always, the table in the back is left alone. Damien is chattering loudly about his day so far to Olivia, who's occasionally poking Liz across the table with a toy claw hand. Liz flails her arms around to shoo away the offending poke, but never bothers to crane her neck down from the rafters. She perks up when she sees me. Yo, it's Inko! Hey, what's going on at the Olive Garden today? Whack his noggin. The meter stick falls on my head. Yeah! It's just a joke, a quip. How long did it take you to come up with that one? It was about 2 in the morning last night. Whack him again. Best $10 I've ever spent. Yeah, those things are neat. I had one that was a T-Rex as a kid. Looks a little familiar, doesn't it? Yeah, that's what I thought when I saw it. Just like the real one, she'll bully you for saying dumb stuff. Bite me. She makes a head gnaw on my face a little. I'll go sit somewhere else. Do it. I got a new friend right here. Oh wow, I have an actual friend that isn't addicted to makeup pheromones. That makes me so happy. Your ventriloquism needs a bit of work. I just don't think it's a little weird. I'll live a little. Say, you guys aren't eating either? It's too early. I'll just eat when I get home. The lunch ladies don't really try on half days. Don't they not try normally? The difference makes itself known. I was out for like a week. I'm just gonna steal some of whatever Olivia makes later. Get your own. I've changed my mind. She has too much power. This is great. Olivia reaches over to nod Damien again, and I snatch it out of the air. Ah, no! I aim to hitch it right on Olivia's snout. Bullseye. It's clamped shut. The evil is defeated. While I'm giggling like a schoolgirl, Olivia uses the chance to grab the hand back. Fine. No more claw today. She hastily stuffs the plastic toy in her backpack. After some small talk, Damien's attention wanders towards Liz, who seems to be lost in thought. Hey Liz, what's in your head? Huh? Oh, I was just thinking about earlier today. I was talking to Principal Scaler this morning while running some errands for Stuco, and she was really out of it. Out of it? Yeah, like she didn't want to be here today. I tried to pry, but she clammed up. I've never seen her like that before. She must have drank bad coffee or something. I don't think that makes people sad. I can tell you from experience, it just makes you really have to. Looks like I got a text. Liz pulls out her phone, craning her head down to get a better look at the screen. It's from Ben. Come, having student council meeting. Huh, normally it's a bit more formal than that. I guess since it's half a day and all. What is going down, man? Oh well, duty calls. Sorry for having to leave early, guys. No worries, Liz. We can meet up after school. Sounds good. I'll see you all later then. What would you guys like to do after school? I don't know. Maybe we can hang out at my place. Too cold to get in the pool, but I'm sure we can think of something. I'll look over to Olivia, who doesn't seem to have any objections to the idea, but no input of her own. Got any ideas, Liv? We could doodle some stuff. Like charades? Yeah, make it into a game of sorts. Make it into a game of sorts. I thought If you're doodling stuff and gotta figure out what it is, that's Pictionary. That sounds pretty fun, actually. Then I can really wipe the floor with Olivia. I'll save your breath, Nito. You know, my stuff will own you and your chicken scratch. Want to bet? Ha! That's a sucker bet. Alright then, loser has to pay for food. Deal. We shake hands, making the wager official. Ring! Would Olivia Halford please come to the office? Would Olivia Halford please come to the office? Thank you. The monotone voice of the intercom, combined with the strange atmosphere of the school, is starting to unnerve me. We all look at the Gator girl, who rolls her eyes and starts wheeling away from the table and towards the exit. After she left, everything felt more off. Lunch came to an end and the school day was close to the same. Just a couple more periods before we could hang out somewhere with all the extra free time. I look at Olivia's desk, still empty 5 minutes into Prockling's class. I mean, yeah, she hates this class the most, but it's really become a habit at this point. Just like how it's become a habit for me to write the extra set of notes for Olivia. I look at the 2 mostly blank pages in front of me. Like with our other teachers, I notice something's off with Prockling. She barely says anything, instead just asking us to read the chapter on the Great War. I do just as asked. 5 pages in, I can say without a shadow of a doubt that it was the stupidest reason for a world war to break out. If it's the Great Wars in our real world Great War, World War I, yeah, kinda. Like, look how Archduke Franz Ferdinand died. It's fucking ridiculous. He avoided an assassination attempt. One of the assassins got away. The assassin then who got away was like, man, shit, we fucked that up. And he went to go get a sandwich. Archduke Franz Ferdinand wanted to visit the people who'd been injured by the attack in the hospital. So they drove to it. The driver took a wrong turn, ended up being stopped by traffic right in front of the sandwich shop that the assassin was in. And the assassin was like, oh shit, this is my chance. Walked up and killed him. It's fucking ridiculous. Okay, but moving on. A bunch of European countries unhappy with being ruled by a bunch of other European empires deciding to revolt and dragging all the allies into the quagmire. Giggity. I'm really struggling to make sense of the information, made worse with how outdated the textbooks are. Seriously, they're written so bad it ought to be a crime. It oozes pro-Gilded Age corporatism, the kind that genuinely believed that anything bigger than a gathering of 10 people was a form of unionism. With a sigh, I busy myself with taking notes for myself and Olivia. As I do, my eyes continue to wander the classroom. Everyone looks as disinterested in the subject matter. I look over to Prockling, and she herself doesn't seem interested in the subject matter as well. In fact, she's just kind of staring off into space. It's highly unusual considering how much emphasis she puts on proper class focus. Is the school shutting down? Because Mr. Ferris, he was supposed to audit the school. Oh, shit. Yeah, there she is, spacing out like she's no better than the teenagers she teaches on the daily. I'm almost tempted to raise my hand and ask her a question to snap her back to reality when the room speaker comes to life. Would Incognito please report to the office? Incognito, please report to the office. Thank you. I look up to Miss Prockling. I got called, but she's still the arbiter of who leaves her classroom and when. But she doesn't meet my eyes at all. If anything, it looks like she's actively trying to avoid my eye contact. Okay, what the fuck is going on? Water. I pack my things and shuffle out of the classroom, all while she stares and murmurs, as the stares and murmurs from the other students grow ever more intense. My mind immediately begins to wander. Why am I being summoned to the office? They sure are calling up a lot of people. Maybe it's related to 2 weeks ago? The only thing keeping me company on my march to the principal's office is the sound of rubber soles on tile. They must spend a fortune on polishing these floors. It's not long before I noticed another pair of footsteps coming up from somewhere ahead of me. I squint my eyes, quickly recognizing the figure that approaches me. It's Ben. Ooh, shit, he doesn't look good. I guess the student council wrapped up their meeting, though there's no sign of Liz anywhere. As the parasaur makes his way closer, I notice he has a complicated expression on his face. Hey Ben, what's going on? He flinches as I call his name, and looks around like a lost child before he spots me. We make eye contact for a few seconds, but he doesn't say anything. Everything alright, dude? Suddenly, he turns away and continues down the hall. A sinking feeling takes a hold of my chest. I almost try to speak up and stop him, but can't think of anything to say. I guess I better get going. After another minute of walking, I reach the door to the principal's office and find it wide open. Come in. I step into the office and close the door behind me, following the source of the deep voice. Oh, Mr. Ferris. I realize now that I've never seen the interior of the office before. It's fairly standard for an office. A long wooden desk, a filing cabinet, a few potted plants, and a couple of shelves for storing all sorts of things. However, on closer inspection, I notice things look a little more disheveled than I expected. Manila folders are strewn across the desk. One of the filing cabinet drawers hangs open. The potted plants are either overwatered or wilting. Is this really Scalar's office? Mr. Nito! My attention is suddenly pulled away towards the hulking figure sitting behind the desk. I can only imagine what that office chair is going through right now. Sir, is everything all right? Have a seat, please. He motions to a small plastic chair on my side of the desk. How have you been, Inko? Oh, shit. They busted out really good animation. I oblige his request and take a seat, trying to suppress my anxiety. I think I'm doing well. He nods to himself, holding his eyes closed. That's good to hear. The whale looks down to an open folder on his desk, taking a moment to look over some kind of document. I have news for you regarding your instructor for AP art design and photography. You mean Mr. Yadakon? Yes, Mr. Yadakon. A fine teacher, if student surveys are going to go by. He also spoke quite highly of you. Did you have a strong relationship with him? Yeah, I think so. Did something happen? My heart drops as Ferris' brows lowers ever so slightly. Suddenly, his tone completely shifts into one more clinical. Over the last 2 years, Mr. Yadakon has been suffering from a rare form of chondrosarcoma that originated in his vertebrae. His tone is heavy. I don't quite know what... I don't know what ailment he just named, like he should spit on the doctors responsible for discovering it. But the practice movements and worn-out features are undeniable. He's by no means a fragile man, but the tiredness he tries to hide is barely concealed. Every student he's broken the news to has taken something more from him. Tensing himself slightly to be as tactful as he can, he attempted reverence. The attempted reverence is lost as he recited scripting lines just a few too many times already. He can't muster much more than his flat citation. The analysis means nothing. I'm just distracting myself from the reality of the situation, as though prolonging a confirmation will keep it from happening. Mr. Ferris has noticed my subtle confusion and clarifies like he must have done a few dozen times already. Bone cancer. Fuck. Mr. Yadakon was well advised by medical professionals about the treatment options available to him, and the district offered him a generous medical leave in recognition of his tenure here at St. Hammond. He turned both of these down. The cacophony of thoughts swirling in my head makes it nearly impossible to think, impossible to focus on anything. Right now, all I can do is revel in it. Time passes. I'm not sure how much, but I still can't get a grip on my own mind. Ferris is calmly waiting for me to say something, but I can tell he's becoming uncomfortable. There's only one thing I can muster the will to ask. Why? The whale grimaces. I wish I had an answer. His inflection tells of his own questioning thoughts. The exchange seems to give Ferris the energy to continue, however. On Sunday, Mr. Yadakon was hospitalized due to complications with his illness. He passed away the following morning. Olivia was called here before me. Counseling will be available for you and anybody else affected. Sorry, do you know where Olivia went? No, she didn't say. I'd like to go now, Mr. Ferris. Yes, feel free. I stand up from the plastic chair, pushing it closer to the principal's desk. Offering one last nod to the superintendent, I let myself out of the office. As soon as the door clicks shut, I start running. This is going to fucking ruin Olivia. Iadicon was the one person Olivia trusted before Inko came along. Shit, where we should go? The studio room, maybe? It's the best lead I have. Thanks to all those gym classes, I'll have no trouble getting there quickly. My new destination takes me up the main staircase of the school and onto the second floor. It's not long before I'm staring down the hallway of Iadicon's classroom. I breathe a sigh of relief as I spot Olivia sat in front of the door. God, what do I even say to her? My thoughts come crashing to a halt as I see another dinosaur beside her, gesturing maniacally. Ben? From an outsider's view, it looks like Ben is trying to talk her into something. But there's such a stark contrast between their moods. I suppose Ben is mourning too, but he's just handling it differently. That's the plan I have in mind. What do you think? Olivia? Man, I can't fucking breathe, man. I really liked him. This is so fucking well written. Yeah, okay. Olivia's reply comes off weak and unfocused, like she wasn't talking to Ben at all. Can I count on you to be a part of it? Sure. I remain obscured from view. That doesn't seem like a conversation I should intrude on. I'll just catch up to Olivia after. Honestly, I'm somewhat surprised Ben is talking to her. No, maybe that Olivia is listening to Ben. That those differences are being put aside. For once our priorities aligned. I had thought to come find Olivia too. I wonder, Iadicon was a mentor to each of us. Like he'd always be around to help us, but now, all the little things that make you anxious or aggravated are gone in an instant. And all that's left is reality. Why bother with this dramatic garbage? If now's not the time to be brought together, then when? I'm thinking too much. My hands are shivering. Something in my heart threatens to fall apart, but not now. Her voice was too quiet for me to hear. But whatever she said wasn't what Ben wanted to hear. Olivia, I need to know that you're with me on this. Yeah. Olivia. Ben kneels next to her chair, putting the two at eye level, though she kept hers averted to the side. I need to know that you're in on this fully. There's a strange panic in the Parasaur's voice. Please, Olivia, for him. Finally, after what felt like a few minutes, despite it only being 4 or 5 seconds, Olivia looks back at Ben's face and gives him a meek nod. I'm going to take that as a yes, then. That Gator girl gives no other reply to Ben's words. The only sign that his words had registered in her mind were her hands suddenly yet gently shaking, all the while her claws dug ever deeper into her wheelchair's armrests. Her bulwark broke at least. Seeing the droplets from her eyes, driving a searing pain through my chest, my instincts drove me forward, beyond my common sense. I grip the blue boy's shoulders and pull him up. Ben. The Parasaur's eyes snap upwards to me. He makes eye contact with me, a depressive expression coating his face. Inko, what are you doing here? I wanted to see Olivia. Olivia's silver eyes finally lift, and the pain reflected in them seems to shatter my aching heart. Ben looks back to those mournful eyes too, though his reaction seems the opposite to mine as a smile draws across his face. Inko, hear me out. I'm trying to organize a eulogy for Yadakon. Say our goodbyes to him. He deserves it, at least. Olivia, me, and you. He helped each of us so much, and while the parasol rambles on, I turn my attention solely on Olivia. I push past Ben and take a knee next to Olivia. Now eye level with her. Ben finally stops talking. I can feel his stare boring into the back of my head. He wants an answer for whatever he was just talking about. A eulogy for Mr. Yadakon. It's too surreal to think about that. To think that I spoke to him only yesterday, and today he's just gone. A eulogy. Yeah, it's the least we can do for Yadakon, as his pupils. He deserves so much more, though. So much. Right, yeah, Olivia's probably feeling what I'm feeling right now. This fight between reality and emotions. Yadakon's gone, and I'm still trying to process it. Trying to accept the fact that I'll never see him again, or listen to him again, or get advice from him again. Never get to impress him or show him how much I've improved because of his lessons. I don't think I'm ready to accept that he's gone. Ben clears his throat, snapping me from my stupor and back to my our current reality. I'm sorry to be so pushy, but I need to know if you and Olivia are in or not. Ben turns to look at Olivia as he says those words. Olivia, meanwhile, continues to stare absent-mindedly at the wall, almost as if Ben's words were emanating from her right, or not emanating from right next to her, but a few dozen miles away instead. Ben, I suddenly feel a cool scaled hand fall on top of my own. I turn to look at Olivia's pain-stricken eyes. They gaze deeply into mine, pleading, begging to make the pain vanish. I don't know quite what I should do. Ben has the right idea. We should all say goodbye together. We're not ready to say goodbye. Fuck! I don't know why Olivia wouldn't want to do it. Shit, okay, yep, save. Okay, I think I want to do what Olivia man, I really don't fucking know. We're not ready to say goodbye. Fuck it. Olivia needs time, man. Can you give us some time, Ben? The student council president's taken aback by my words. But Olivia... His frustration with us seems to grow with each second. Ben, look, No! I turned forward to Ben with my hands raised defensively. Ben, listen. We need to do this. For Iadakon. For everyone that cared about him. For us. So why won't you help me? We want to, Ben, really. But can't you see that what you're asking for is way too soon? Damn it, we just found out. His breathing is haggard now, his composure completely blown, and his own pain is painted across his face as he allows the glasses to slide away from his puffy red eyes. Just, Ben, her voice is so soft and gentle. Her head turns back to me, her own pain still in her eyes, but also sympathy too. She looks forward, and her words are more resolute. Ben, I understand. The Parasaur boy's breathing hitches. You're right. We should do this, and I will. I promise I will. But it's too soon. We all need time. But He clenches his teeth, followed by his fists. He takes a sharp, uneven breath, and his glasses sliding off his face and right onto the floor. He's so agitated, so exasperated, and devastated that he doesn't seem to care. My free hand finds itself on my shoulder, my other friend's shoulder, forming a full link between us. Olivia reaches down and picks up the prescription glasses, using her sleeve to smudge them cleanish. Ben struggles, his already broken composure fracturing further. His hands shake as he accepts the proffered eyewear from Olivia, having great difficulty setting them back on straight. When he can finally look up from the floor, his eyes are even more raw with fresh pain. You promise? Olivia nods at the quivering question, her own lips starting to shake as well. Yes, but for now Ben finally gets it, as his emotional dam is near bursting. Yeah, you're right. Sorry. Ben walks up to me and pats me on the shoulder with a final solemn look, and Olivia and with a final solemn look at Olivia and nod towards me. He walks out of the classroom and leaves Olivia and I alone. As the door clicks closed behind me, I hear Olivia take a sharp, shuddery breath before turning to look at me. Her eyes are glossy and puffy on the edges. Trails of tears stain down her cheeks, as her expression is of someone who doesn't want to believe that it's true, but knows deep down that it is. As I look at her, I feel my emotions come back twice as hard. No, I need to be strong for her sake, damn it. Olivia, I try to find the proper words to say something to her. Anything that could give her any sense of comfort to ease her pain. But I feel my throat begin to tighten like someone's hand is around my neck. I don't even notice that I'm crying until my vision becomes blurred with tears. Without thinking, I wrap my arms around the baryonyx and pull her into a hug. Olivia seems shocked at first, frozen by my sudden reaction. But I then feel a pair of arms wrap around me, and hands clutching my jacket. Olivia begins to softly sob into my shoulder. I feel my own resolve break down as I hear the increasing pain in her cries. When we're like this, I can't even pretend to be a stronger one anymore. Maybe I could hear the pain of Eoticon. Maybe I could bear the pain of Eoticon. But seeing Olivia like this, I hold on tighter. I don't want to let her go. Suddenly, she mumbles something into my shoulder. What was that? We pull apart, and I look over at Olivia. Her sunken face is covered in splotches and trails of wet and dry tears. She's hyperventilating and looks like an absolute mess right now. Despite this, her eyes are fierce and lively as they meet mine. I need to do something. Right now? She doesn't respond, hurriedly rolling down the hall towards the elevator. Where would she... The fountain. The only place she could be going. I step forward to follow her, but stop. No matter how I try, I can't continue. This is Olivia's promise, not mine. I have no right to intrude into it like that. My hesitancy robs me of any choice in the matter. She went alone. I'm a fucking idiot. Alone, in this freezing weather, while she's going through this? What the hell was I thinking? I start my silent march through the halls, out the building, into the frozen wilderness. It's cold out, freshly starting to snow. The world just feels so much smaller, muted and colorless. Now's not the time. I must find Olivia. There's thin tire tracks in the thinly laid on snow, pathing out down the sidewalk. I follow them. The path is serene. The falling flecks of white make it feel like one of Olivia's landscapes. The mountain must be just around the corner. The fountain must be just around the corner. Man, I need a bit of water. Holy shit. Oh, God. I should have gone with her. Of course the fountain is only accessible with stairs. The steps are tall and coated in a thin layer of ice. It's a death trap. Something rolls down and bumps my shoe. It's one of Olivia's handles. Fuck! My face flashes with heat as my blood runs cold. Oh my god, I can't lose 2 people in one day. Please! I will myself to look up. 8 steps up, Olivia's wheelchair is toppled over on its back. Seat ripped, wheels spread. It's unrecoverable. Olivia is 2 steps further, halfway into the next ledge. Her arms reach up for the next one. Olivia! Olivia stops and looks back. It's a look of shock and humiliation at being seen like this. She turns back and starts pulling herself up the next step. Damn it, Olivia. I take a step up and catch myself. It's a wonder if she even got this far. But I find my balance and start marching up towards her. Fuck, man. Fuck. This is all so fucked. Her arm slips on the ledge and she falls back. I caught her in my arms from behind. I didn't make it. She looks up at me, eyes still filled with tears. I carefully set her down on one of the steps. She hides her face in her palms. I failed, Eoticon. Olivia chokes back a sob. I'm just a stupid fuck-up. Fucking chair. And then continues to weep. I sit there and stare for a moment, trying to figure out what to do. I haven't ever been in a situation like this. The poor girl is shaking. Rather it's from the cold or situation, I don't know. Instinctively, I wrap my arm around her and pull her close to me. Olivia shifts her body accordingly, and we end up in an embrace. Her sobbing calms down to just occasional hiccups, and her body is no longer snapping the heat from me either. I'm sorry, Inko. Sorry for what? Everything. Being an asshole, being a failure, making you waste your time on me. I'm just awful. Don't say that. I love you. That's what I wanted to say. Now isn't the time. I'm your friend. You know that. I'm here for you in the same way you're here for me. Olivia breaks away from our hug. Her face is tear-stained, but she isn't crying anymore. She's looking down at her wheelchair. Do you have a spare at home? No. I stand up, look up the stairs, towards the fountain, then back to Olivia. I can call Liz if you want. She can come pick us up after we're done. We can worry about your chair then. You're not a failure, Olivia. You're getting what we're getting you to that fountain. I reach my hand down towards her. Olivia's confusion erodes into a soft smile as she stares at my hand and then back to me. Come over, let me grab your shoulder. I've done this a few times before. I lean in closer and Olivia pivots the best she can. Once more, she uses her tail as an anchor in place of her legs. It's holding her up pretty well, but never considered it. But that tail must be pretty muscular. Princess carry her, dude. Let's go. I want to make Eoticon proud. I climb up the next step, planting my foot on the solid ground. Olivia waits for me to stop before quickly moving her tail up to the next step as well. Sort of like we're each one leg. Simple enough. It only now occurs to me how close we are right now. By close, I mean I'm practically cradling Olivia against my side. Up another step. Eventually, we finally make it to the top. I manage to shuffle to the fountain. You can just put me down right here. Alright. I gently lower Olivia down and place her on the lip of the fountain. There's just enough space for her to sit along the edge, with each one leg resting on top and the other hanging off. She looks into the still water in contemplation. My eyes follow hers, focusing in on the coins that have just settled in the bottom of the fountain, though hard to see through the opaque ice. I've stuffed my hands in my pockets for warmth, feeling the skin of my knuckles starting to split already. My fingers trace over the quarters I usually use on our lunchtime drinks. Achoo! The powerful sneeze draws me away from my meandering thoughts to see a gator girl quiver on the cold concrete sea. Damn it. Her jaws clenched tight, baring her sharp teeth to the world. Her nostrils flare with each one of her breaths, the hot air creating a puff of visible mist. And her eyes are filled to the brim with a fiery rage that salty tears. I want to break the silence between us. Ask her for her thoughts. She's deep within them, though. Raging within her own mind, finally having the moment to process everything that's happened. In the end, it's Olivia that breaks the silence without a single quiet, disdain-filled curse. Damn it. Her eyes shut, keeping her tears from falling. Damn it. A hiss leaps through her lips. I made it. I finally made... But the thought goes unfinished. She lets her shoulders down and turns to gaze away from the spouting water, listlessly gazing toward the obscured afternoon sun that she's just managed to peek through the clouds and snow-covered trees. Maybe she's imagining that's where he is now. But what now? I withdraw my hand from my pocket, holding it open for her to see the pocket change in my palm. Scanning over the water feature before us, I think back to all the times I wanted to do this, to do just this with someone else. How about we each make a wish? Olivia's brow furrows as she glances off to the side. Her fingers grip her hoodie, and I watch as she considers my suggestion thoroughly. Sure, a wish sounds great right now. I motion her forward. The gator girl holds her hand out to me, and I drop a quarter into her palm. On 3? I nod in reply. 1, 2, 3. I wish for our twin coins float in the air together. I watch as the coins spin skyward, crashing through the falling snowflakes. At their apex, the coins seem to pause, just briefly touch one another. With a synchronized plop, both quarters hit the water together. Leaning forward, I see the coins even landed on the same side. Heads. Wonder if that'll double our chances of making our wishes come true or something. I let out a huff in amusement from Olivia's comment. Well, the more I think about it, the more I hope it does. We stay there, looking at the mountain together in silence, looking at the fountain together in silence. For a moment, it feels as though time has stopped around us. Just me and Olivia experiencing the moment together. It almost makes me forget what had just transpired, what we were dealing with, what kind of future the two of us were looking at. For this moment, though, none of those dreadful thoughts mattered. What matters right now is finding a small bit of peace, of solace, a little bit of calm before the storm that was inevitably coming. A harsh wind chill finally brings Olivia and I out of our thoughts. Hey, I'm sorry for being super distant earlier. You don't have to apologize for that, Olivia. Everyone goes through these sort of things differently. I know, but I just feel bad. I know I'm not the only one who's sad that Eoticon is gone, but... Her pause makes me stop and turn around to face her. I can see it in her face that she's trying to form the right words. Eoticon was the first person who I felt was a role model for me. He didn't just believe in me. He made me believe in myself. Not just for my art, but being able to succeed in general. I knew Eoticon meant a lot to her, but I never realized he meant that much to her. More than anything, he actually cared about me. About my thoughts and my dreams. I felt... Olivia's lips tremble as she struggles to voice the thought. Normal. God, I probably sound stupid for saying that. I shake my head in disagreement. You don't. Mr. Eoticon was important to me as well. It's okay, Olivia. I know how you feel. He gave me some of the best advice I've ever gotten from anyone. Encouraged me to follow my dreams, like you. I wish I had met him sooner. There's a moment of silence between us, the air filled with a mix of sympathetic emotions. A sheer sadness for the passing of someone who made an impact in both of our lives, but a sense of thankfulness that he graced our lives. Guess we both got our issues, huh? Yeah, I guess so. Fresh breeze of icy air sends a shudder down my spine. So what should we do now? I pat off the growing pile of snow off of my shoulders and head. Let's see. I look at my phone. School's ending in 10 minutes. You want to just chill here until then? No pun intended. Sure. I look around, noticing a tiny bench for two nestled against a tree. The Gator girl must have noticed, as she's already holding her arms out for me. I recall something. A certain pair of raptors. I kneel down, facing away from Olivia. I can feel the icy flakes melt off of me as Olivia leans against me again. Her powerful arms wrap around my shoulders, clawed fingers digging into my jacket. My fingers locked together in a form of makeshift seat for her behind me. With my passenger secured, I make a beeline for the bench. At least I get caught up in what I feel pressing into my back. She lets herself drop into the bench, uncaring for her landing. Taking a page from the book of Olivia, I also drop uncaringly next to her, just glad to have some shelter in the increasing snowfall. So here we are. Mission accomplished for Olivia. Now what? My curiosity compels me to ask Olivia something. If you don't mind me asking, what did you wish for? I don't think I can tell someone what you wished for, or else it won't come true. The superstitious side of myself says that she has a fair point, so I decide not to push her any further on it. Just curious is all. We continue relaxing in comfortable silence. I mean, I don't mind telling you if you tell me yours. I guess that's only fair. What did I wish for just now? It's hard to put into words. It's not something specific. Rather a feeling that I keep coming back to. Back before I came to this school, I would have wished for more friends, or a successful future, or to take back something embarrassing from the past. But now that I think about it, I didn't need to make a wish. That's too vague. I know, but I don't know how else to put it. Come on, at least try. My best memories from the past few months. This. Being outside in the freezing cold. No, not that. What do you mean, then? I struggle to find the words without making myself sound stupid. You know, we've hung out a lot together, but it's not often that it's just the two of us. Just us? Yeah, that doesn't happen a lot. I wish it was like that more often. The Baryonyx's eyes go wide. Shoot, maybe that came across as too weird. I mean, I just want to get closer to you, you know? I watch the beginnings of a blush form across Olivia's cheeks. Wait. I don't mean it like that. I want to get to know you better. She glances away, laughing nervously as her tone changes drastically. Yeah, I understand totally. I breathe a silent sigh of relief. Do you want to know what I wished for? If you don't want to share, you don't have to. No, I asked for yours. It's only right. I wished to know what I want to wish for. I glance across the bench towards her. I can't make sense of anything right now. I want today to be over, frozen, and having it never happened all at once. I want Iha to come back, but I don't want to just replace him with someone else. It's too late to start all over again. She stops to wipe her tears, but they're already dry. All I've ever wanted was to be someone he would be proud of, but it just feels impossible. She looks away. I ended up picking something lame. Sorry. What's that? Olivia's still looking away, so while I can hear her hesitation, I tell her I can't tell what she's thinking. I threw that coin, and out of everything racing in my mind, The one thought that had stuck out the most was just... She chews her lips in contemplation for a moment. When she finally continues, her voice is a soft whisper. I want somebody I can trust. I feel my face heat up from her words and her tone. Even with her head turned, I notice a red flush creeping over Olivia's face, too. I instinctively jerk my head in the other direction. Shoot, what do I do now? We're both sitting motionless, neither daring to say another word. If I listen closely, I feel like I can hear her heartbeat from here. She can probably hear mine as well. I don't even notice the cold anymore. Maybe we can stay like this for a few weeks. No, don't be ridiculous. You need to tell her how you feel. I clear my throat, searching for words that wouldn't come. She just says she wanted somebody to trust. I mean, you can trust me. I hear shuffling from Olivia. Damn it, I can't work up the nerve to turn my head towards her. My neck feels like a rusted hinge as I try to disobey my body and look at her through my periphery. Do you trust me? Despite my words, she nods, her head vigorously, the blush growing dangerously bright. Well, I shift my body towards her on the bench. I trust you too. She suddenly shakes her head a bit to bring herself back to reality. Well, maybe I can be honest with you then. You're silly and you're ridiculous. Maybe a little over-optimistic. You're thoughtful and adventurous, and you're so willing to just take me with you. You don't treat me any differently for this stupid thing. She lightly hits the armrest of the bench. I guess I stopped noticing it at some point. Well, yeah, I mean, obviously you're so many words dance on the tip of my tongue. My mouth and my brain are all at a standstill. One wanting to just blurt out whatever, while the other keeps it all and disseminates it in a thoughtful manner. What comes out is... Blarg. A furious snort rips from the Gator girl's nose, followed by peals of laughter. Out of embarrassed shame, I cover my face with my hands. What was that? I curse my nerves as I try to protest or continue guttural guffaws. Come on, Olivia, I'm really trying. The snowflakes that had managed to still land on me melt away from the extreme heat radiating from my whole head. Olivia acquiesces, though, drawing back to just a very smug grin. My head's temperature finally drops from core of the sun to a much more manageable volcano. Thanks, jerk. Seeing that small quirk of her own lips, I can't stop a smile from growing on my face. I guess, be honest. With her and yourself. Yadakon's words. Honest. At the very start, I thought you were just out of it. What? You almost ran me over in the hallway. Oh. She frowns and looks away. Sorry. And then you tried to get my seat moved. Sorry. And the claw thing today? Not sorry about that. I figured. And you used to be hard to talk to. I felt awkward every time I'd even try. Thank Raptor Jesus for Damien and Liz, because otherwise I wouldn't have gotten to know the real you. Olivia rings her clawed fingers together. And what do you think of the real me? She's easily the most caring person I've ever known. I mean, yeah, she can be a little selfish and doesn't think ahead sometimes. But when she cares for something, she just has to do everything she possibly can for whatever it is. Is that what you think? Yes. I think you're quite caring and passionate and what? And I know Mr. Yadakon saw that in you too. Olivia's eyes water at the mention of our mentor. Thank you, Inko. Now's the time, Inko. Just say it. Hey, Inko? Say it. Do you like me? Yes? Fuck, Inko, come on! Why does talking have to be so hard? I prepare for Olivia's smug one-liner to crush my weak confession. But instead, I watch as Olivia brings her hood up and hides her eyes with it. Really? For some reason, seeing her like this fills me with a well of confidence. Yeah. Can I hear you say it? I like you, Olivia. I don't get how. Her hood peels away just enough so I can see her shimmering silver eyes. Why would you like a person like me? Well, I like you too. Never have I gone from so depressed over something happening in a game to so happy about it. Olivia brings her legs to her chest, holding the limbs tightly to her. She brings her hoodie's helm over her legs, transforming herself into a crocodile-shaped igloo. An Olivigloo. Whew, slippers was a bad idea. Oh crap, yeah, you okay? Fine, just call someone. I cough awkwardly and get my phone out to call Liz. Hello? Inko, is that you? Aren't you supposed to be in class right now? Scalar let Olivia and I out early. Oh, okay. I was just told about a Professor Iotacon. I hope you're doing okay. Yeah, I'm alright. I'm with Olivia by that old park by the school. Her chair's busted and we're kinda stuck. There's a kneeing whine from the bundled crocodile next to me, her tail wrapping around her as if to hug herself. Broke? In this weather? Are you two okay? We're fine. Can you come pick us up? Sure, I think I remember where that is. I'm with Principal Scalar right now. Once we're finished, I can get you two on the way home. Thanks. After some shuffling, the call drops. I turn back to Olivia. She seems more anxious than anything right now. You alright? Yeah, I'll be okay. The stovepipe maw of the Olivigloo chatters quietly in the cold. My concern finally takes hold, forcing me to finally close the gap between us. She said the chair had no replacement. It'll take a while for a new one to come in. That means she'll be trapped at home, completely sealed off from the outside. Man. The beginning of Olivia's annoyed protest die of exposure, becoming a grumbling acceptance as I wrap my arms around her shivering form. You're lucky you're warm, Inko. Yeah, I definitely feel like it. As her body shifts and nestles closer against me. Olivia's tail lays on my lap, the shivers reverberating through it the most. I lay my palm atop it, feeling the cold limbs shaking slowly still. Some long-distance trivia about limbs losing heat and the fastest springs to mind, and in hopes of keeping frostbite away, I pet the heavy tail. As I do, I hear the silliest sound rumbling from Olivia's chest and through the rest of her. It's like a purring cat, almost. There's a new sensation on my cheek now, soft and warm. Aww! She's, her lips are planted firmly on my cheek, and this feels nice. As I continue to warm her tail for her, I feel her warm lips press more and more against my cheek. I don't know if kisses are supposed to go this long and be this wet. And now the lips are moving and some pointy things are there and monks. And that's her teeth. Oh, Olivia instantly lets go of my cheek from her non-lethal bite. Oh fuck, sorry. I'm new to this stuff. I'm nervous. It's okay, really. I put a hand to my cheek and feel the damage. I feel the indents of her fangs, but nothing serious. I almost even start falling asleep before we hear a car pull up next to the bottom of the hill. Olivia perks up and leans forward to try and see who it is. A few seconds later, Liz's head rises above the stairs, scanning like a submarine periscope. Crap, it's gonna be tough getting all the way back down, even with Liz's help. I look back and smile at Olivia, still huddled against herself and clinging to my arm. You ready? Today seemed to drag on endlessly. Liz's arrival had ended our embrace, and she had quite the dour look on her face. She said she'd been in a meeting with the principal, and I could only imagine how the faculty and student council were reacting to Yatakan's passing. Her mood seemed to lift a little, at least, when she saw Olivia and I both huddled together beneath a tree. Olivia's mood, on the other hand, plummeted, probably from the way Liz and I had to carry her to the car. The ride to the Payne household had been silent, save for Olivia's grumbling and embarrassment. I think I'd be in a similar mood if I was treated like a sack of potatoes, but then again, how else were we supposed to carry her? I should suggest more leg workouts to Coach Sully, just in case. Damien and Randy were waiting for us at the curb, the older man looking over Olivia with worry. When your friend told us, Soph and I were beside ourselves. I'm fine. Randy didn't really hear her. As the instant her car door was open, her legal guardian pulled her into one hell of a bear hug. Come on, I'll get you kids some hot cocoa. Damien walks on with a smile of relief as his father hauled her over his shoulder and marched into his home. You guys want to stick around? Vinny's still in school, so we'll have the consoles to ourselves. It's still pretty early, all things considered. Sure, I'd love some hot chocolate right now. Liz? I'd like to, really, but the council still needs to prepare the arrangements for Yatakan's. Well, you know. Maybe I'll come by after if I can. Oh, alright. Well, if you do, I'll make sure there's some cocoa left. Appreciate it. With that, Liz drives off down the street. Come on, let's head inside before we turn to the popsicles. Setting into the well-worn couch, I notice a distinct lack of baryonyx. Where's Olivia? Randy chimes in from the kitchen, busying himself with an old-fashioned kettle. She wanted to rest on her bed for now, boys. Give her some time. No one can resist hot cocoa during weather like this, especially how I make it. Never had home-brewed hot chocolate, but if it's anything like his cooking, then it must be some good stuff. After a few minutes, Randy comes out with a tray. Here you go. Here you guys go. He passes around a few Christmas-themed mugs labeled with the family's names and leaves the last one atop a nearby drawer. You're gonna have to be Vinny for a bit. You cool with that? Ha, thanks. Yeah, thanks, Randy. Man, you look cold. Were you out there long? It's true. By now the snow on my jacket's melted and my clothes are chilly and soaked. Feel free to take a load off until you warm up. I'll be in my bedroom resting. Holler if you need anything else. He gives Damien a pat on the back and leaves. The mug is hot to the touch, but it's a welcoming feeling to warm up my icy fingers. I take a moment to gently blow air on the beverage to cool it down before moving it to my lips. Yeah, it's pretty good. Damien is chugging his. He finishes the swig and sets the glass down. That must have been half of it in one go. Well, there are multiple ways to enjoy anything. After today's events and weather, I really needed this. Another sip. It really is helping warm me up. I didn't even notice how cold I was. Hey, Vinny. Yeah? You good? I'm holding it together, yeah. Still a bit scattered. I don't blame you. Hey, Pops doesn't want you venturing back into the tundra out there. You up for a game or something? He gestures to the entertainment setup. Nah, but go ahead, I'll watch. Damien thinks for a second, a few gears in his head turning in conflict. Really, I don't mind. Alright, I'll get set up. Damien sets his game up, searching several mismatched cases for the right CD and giving the screen a good thump to get it to work properly. Grabbing a controller, he turns on the X-Rocks. X-Rocks 1 selects something called Rock Ring ODHG and settles deep into his groove on the couch. This one's my favorite in the series. After a minute or two of gathering a full lobby, the Dilafo Spino Dino picks his class and begins his virtual rampage. Only a minute in and he manages to get the first kill. I'm just a bit burnt out for the day. Getting pretty tired, actually. Hey, Inko. Yeah? Olivia didn't come back with her wheelchair. Did something happen? Yeah. she isn't taking Yatakan's passing well. Man, I'm glad you were there for her. My eyes remain on the screen, lost in the vibrant violence as some in-game announcer proclaims Damien's digital massacre. On his part, Damien froze wavered like crazy, and it looks as if his arms also wanted to wave in victory. You want to talk about it? I don't want to take up your time, Damien. Come on, man, we've known each other for a while. You can be honest with me. Not sure where to begin, really. Yatakan was really cool. I don't even have the right words for it. Somehow I think I'm unqualified to speak on it compared to Olivia. She knew him better than I ever did. Water. He wasn't born to her, yeah. We talked about it for a bit before Liz picked us up, but I'm worried I'm not much help. Well, that's what we're here for, right? To help her out in any way we can. Best thing to do is be ourselves for her, and she'll eventually go through the emotions her own way. Yeah, that makes a surprising amount of sense. I slowly look up from my mug over to Damien. You make it sound so easy, too. He briefly meets my gaze before returning his attention to the screen. I know I'm not the smartest guy around, but I do know Olivia. We don't share parents, but she's still my older sister. Older sister? Her birthday is first. Duh. And knowing Olivia, she'll be able to manage. But how are you managing? Me, trying to be the maelstrom of emotions running rampant in my head is overwhelmed, I guess. I wish I got to learn more from him. Olivia could probably recite some of his lessons by heart. She probably could. I remember the first time she got to work with some special paints in his class. She was just ecstatic. She came home a mess, covered all over with blues and greens and leaving tracks behind wherever she went. When Mom saw her carpet vandalized, she threw her right in the backyard and hosed her off. I ended up joining in because it looked like fun. Eyeing the hallway leading to the room, a part of me wants to see if she's alright. That part simply wants to be closer to her again. Damien looks back again, an unspoken question clearly written across his arched brows. What about Olivia and you? Speaking of, I may have told Olivia that I liked her. About time. Huh? What? You two stuck together like glue ever since the summer barbecue. I mean, come on now. Anyone with half a brain could see that you were becoming more than friends. All the signs were there. Although it does worry me a little. Why's that? Well, think about it. Your teacher just passed away. You're both wrecks right now. What if it's just a suspension brakes thing? Damien, shut the fuck up. You don't know anything. Fuck off, Damien. I don't know, man. It only just happened. You're right. Sorry. I do like Olivia. I know that. I guess I'm a little scared of the future. How so? There's just a bunch of things I still don't get about Olivia. Or maybe friendship in general. When I first arrived at St. Hammond, I never really had any friends like you guys. So to suddenly be involved in all this, I don't know. I think I get it, yeah. Things can be a little dramatic around here. One way to put it. What's so different about your old friends? Never really had any. Well, that's not true. I had friends, but they were like day friends, you know? Classmate friends, yeah. I got a bunch. And your folks constantly moving around means you only ever lasted like a year, tops. Yeah. Am I a day friend? No way. You've come to our parties and everything. In fact, look. He points to the subtle discolored patch on my jeans where Vinny's acid punch had failed to completely wash off. We got you marked. Thanks. It means more than you know. To be honest, I always had a good feeling about you. Thought you'd be a decent addition to the group, but to see Olivia actually start opening up around you 2 months ago, that was unthinkable. All those years I was trying alone, you know? Made it all worthwhile. Not to take credit or anything. I'm just really glad to see her happy after so long. Moments of Olivia and I together flash into my head, good, bad, and everything in between. It all culminates into a single image of her staring up at me with a smile of hers. Me too. Hard to believe that she's been dealing with so much inside of when I first met her. Well, Inko, some people have just got a lot of problems that they hide from the world. For example, he puts the controller down and shifts to look me in the eyes. His character is instantly sniped. That hot chocolate gave me tummy ache. I'm being serious. That was serious. It can be little things like that. Little stresses that add up. Now, it doesn't bother me, but someone else? It might just about ruin them. If you're trying to get with Olivia, I'll give you a nickel's worth of advice, my dad told me. If a girl you like asks you to wear your shirt at 2 a.m. and to bake cookies, she's an absolute keeper. That's some pretty good advice. Just don't break her heart, yeah? Wouldn't dare to think of it. Damien offers me a fist bump. Offers me a fist to bump, to which I happily reciprocate. A door creaks open. Both our heads turn back at the sound. She kneels in the doorway to her room, leaning against the side railing. Damien nods to me and continues his game. The ambient gunfire controller clicking fills the silence. I take the hint and stand up, slowly approaching Olivia as she tries to shuffle down the hallway. She's completely upright in a display of pure confidence. Even her tail is upright, as if to amplify her dignity. I'll have to tell her how cute that is when I'm not so trained. I wordlessly offer her hand and she accepts. With her on my shoulder, I walk both of us towards the living room couch and plop down on it with her. Guys, I swear I can read. I promise. Oh, here. I lean forward to grab her cocoa from the coffee table. Most of the warmth is gone by now. I guess I can go warm it up in the microwave for her. She's tugging my arm. Come on, it's cold. She starts leaning harder against me to keep me from getting up all the way. Alright, jeez. I give her a mug and she goes to start sipping instantly. I was going to warm. My voice dies as I feel her settle against my legs with a relaxed hum. Her body relaxes more and I'm allowed to sit up enough for her to settle in by my shoulder. She's warm. The two of us watch Damien's game continue. Olivia continues sipping down her drink, letting one hand free from the mug. Her hand finds its way to mine, and our fingers curl around each other's. Damien plays a few more games, but I don't really keep track of how well he does. He finishes one last match and yawns, stretching back over the couch. Alright, that's probably enough for me. I'm gonna get going, give you two some space. Okay. Damien gets up from the couch and slides his controller near the cabinet where it lied before. On his way out, he stops to look right into my eyes. Hey, keep things chill, man. Don't do anything stupid, alright? Yeah. He nods and heads off to the depths of the house. Just like that, it's quiet once more. Is she asleep? Hey. I don't think you've seen my room before, have you? Not at all. Would you want to see? I'd love to. I watch you blush. Am I getting good at this? Okay, just walk me there. Similar to before, I help Olivia off the couch and we shuffle our way towards her room. Wow. I'm not even sure what I was expecting of Olivia's room to look like, but I'm surprised. It's the air that hits me first. A strange mix of heavy fake floral candle trying its best to cover up the almost nostalgic scent of art supplies. Band posters and painting of dinosaurs cover a lot of her wall space, like the room is her own personal canvas. If a dinosaur paints a painting of a dinosaur, is that like a human painting a painting of a monkey? Kinda. Her desk sat beneath the window, again, with space that wasn't covered by the faded-looking paper, was instead covered by dried-up paints. I see a painting back there that looks like a reference to Michael Jackson's Thriller. Tell me if I'm crazy. Right next to that, a dresser holding up decades-old television and retro gaming consoles. All in all, it reminds me of the rooms they showed in older high school movies. So, where do you want? Just on the floor is fine. I gently lower Olivia to the floor, letting myself sit cross-legged next to her in the process. So, what do you think? I think it suits you. Figured you wouldn't have any chairs. I got this really soft rug and a beanbag chair over there. She gestures to a beat-up lump in the corner near a large lamp. Olivia pulls something off her bed. It's a laptop, open to a music program. But I don't recognize any of these songs, or bands, or albums. It's a pretty big track list. What music do you listen to? I'm sort of a closeted metalhead. Whenever I'm alone, I put on some full blast while I do chores or art. Generator Head, Super Death, Iron Tomb. That's Motorhead, Megadeth, and Iron Maiden. You name it. What do you listen to? Please let us get in. Don't lock us away. Oh, fuck. That's the Five Nights at Freddy's song. Please don't let us get in. Don't lock us away. Mumble rap. I listen to mumble rap. If that scratches your brain, then. Anyway, my dad was super into heavy metal when I was a kid, and he got me into it. When Damien and I would be playing out in the yard, and his mom would be making lunch, our dads would be in the garage blasting heavy metal while they worked on a car. Working on cars? Yet my dad and Uncle Randy would Randy would fix up some cars. She clears her throat. Huh, I think it's the first time I've heard you call him Uncle Randy. Yeah, I call him that sometimes, along with Auntie Sophia. You call him Auntie Sophia? Your right hand comes off? What do you... Olivia lunges over to chomp at my hand, and I have to take a moment to check my fingers just in case. Hey, I was joking. So was I. But yeah, I listen to a lot of this. You want to hear any? She offers me a trackpad. Anything I see, huh? Say, what kind of music is B flat? Music is a bit lame, actually. What's B flat mean? Wait here. There's actually something else. Something else? Something nobody else gets to see. I'm gonna show you my chest. What? Here it is, look. Olivia holds out a small wooden box. There are 2 rusted metal latches that have long since aged past their use. Is that another Five Nights at Freddy's reference? I can see it quite well in the dim lighting, but I think if I were to hold it up in the sunlight, I'd see a thin layer of glitter glue coating the whole thing. It's also been painted carefully, with thoughtful attention into tones. What could even be inside? Honestly, no guesses come to mind. Could be anything. What are you waiting for? Open it. I carefully open the lid. Inside is Olivia's chest. The box filled with various bubbles and trinkets. Holy moly. Baubles and trinkets. What is all this? It's my own little hoard. I've been saving up lots of little things through the years. Nobody else has ever seen it. She holds out the box for me to take. It's heavier than it looks. This must be some high-quality material. With the box in hand, I sit on the end of the bed. Olivia manages to crawl her way up to sit beside me. She reaches inside to grab. What? Do I got it? Oh! The picture of Olivia's chest. Of Olivia at the shore. This was from last summer. Dad had the weekend off, and we all went swimming together at the beach. The sun was just setting and decided to take a picture since it was a nice view. Plus, I felt pretty. Maybe we could go together sometime. Maybe, yeah. She places the photo back in the box. Oh, okay. This lighter looks cool. Oh, this used to be Uncle Randy's. Does the engraving mean anything? She shakes her head with a soft smile. Not really. He said it's harder to steal and hide stuff that looks unique. Really? Really, I think he thought it looked cool. Not tacky. Well, I think it looks cool. You would. What's all this teeth over here? What's that? That's my first tooth. Wow, never seen baby dino teeth up close before. So tiny and sharp. What's that one? That's my 58th tooth. Your teeth grow back? Yours don't. Humans. Paintbrush. Oh wait, no, it keeps... Can I... A paintbrush? A very important paintbrush. Olivia's lips turn upwards slowly as each bristle of the brush flicks away from her thumb. Though she averts her eyes away from mine, I can see the green of her scaly cheeks turn red. Sorry, just got sentimental for a moment. This was the first brush I ever had. Dad gave it to me on my 5th birthday. Her tone falters slightly. Dad always asked me to make him little drawings. Every time I finished one and gave it to him, he'd tell me it looked amazing. I could barely draw a circle back then, but he'd gush over them and she shakes her head. I think he put them in some scrapbook. I don't know, but he kept them all. Olivia looks back to me, her embarrassment turning into bashfulness. Thanks. What's that? What are these? Just a couple of cool rocks I found around. I liked how they looked, so I kept them. I grabbed one of the rocks to give it a closer look. It's gray with thin brown lines and all around and smooth to the touch. It'd be perfect skipping stone. That one's my favorite. Tastes like salt. How do you know that? I tasted it. Oh, I love this little guy. What's that? Let me show you. Olivia rummages around the box and plucks out a tiny hexagon piece. She then places the plastic ball onto it, and right before my eyes, it transformed into a little robotic-looking dinosaur. Is that a fucking Bakugan? Oh, it's a Gabukan. Switch the B and the G, it's Bakugan. Gabukan. Dinoid to be exact. I was hooked on the show when I was younger and always asking to get the toys for my birthday and Christmas. Dude, fuck yeah! I remember the Bakugan toys would always be at McDonald's, and I would always want to go get a Happy Meal just so I can get the Bakugan. Ugh. Vinny's got the rest of my old collection. This one's just always my favorite, so I keep it here. Oh, Bakugans are fucking awesome. Oh, hey. Oh, some of these look really cool. Of course they do. I picked all of these out myself. Where'd you get these? I pick one up whenever I see one. They're a dime a dozen. Minutes go by as Olivia continues showing off her personal little hoard. All the tiny objects that Olivia's chosen to keep with her this whole time, eagerly explaining the significance of every little piece of her she's gotten locked away in here. By the time we're done, she's resting her muzzle on my shoulder. It's been a crazy long day. I'm pretty exhausted myself. Can you put this back on the dresser there? Sure. I gently move her off of my shoulder, much to her muffled groans of protest. Then I carefully place the box back where it was in the dresser. A small friend pokes his nose curiously through the bars of his cage. Hey, little guy, long time no see. Were you napping? The black and white Murid replies with a series of squeaks. I like to think he's saying that he's glad to see me. Hey, Olivia. Oh, I'm pretty exhausted too. Bed's definitely off limits. That leaves either the floor or the couch outside. Or that beanbag chair looks pretty inviting right now. I slump into it, the beads inside scrunching under my weight as I settle in. It's soft. It smells like a bit of paint and Olivia's hair. Does Olivia lay on this while she works? As I start to drift off, the last thing my weary eyes take notice of is Olivia sleeping soundly on her bed. With how emotionally draining this whole day has been for us, it's nice to see her looking so peaceful. I begin to stir from my deep, cushiony slumber. It feels like there's something heavy across my stomach, stopping any ability to move. Did someone throw a weighted blanket on me? It actually feels like whatever's on me is vibrating. What is it? Olivia? God damn! She's on me. Damn, this picture's fucking... Shit. My entire head grows as hot as my brain tries to process the situation. She's... Her chest pressing in close to mine. I can feel her rhythmic breathing against my body. Fuck. It's deep, slow, and with a subtle but noticeable rumble with each exhale. If I focused hard enough, I could probably feel her heartbeat. Maybe the sleep crawled onto the beanbag, and maybe she sleep crawled onto the beanbag and didn't realize I was on it. She probably would. I should probably wake her up so she can get back to her bed. Anytime I try to move, her limbs cling tighter around my body like a boa constrictor. But with all but Olivia's tail wrapped around me, any attempt of escaping her hold is fruitless. Olivia looks even more peaceful than she did on the bed. Maybe she does know that I'm here. I'll leave her be. Last thing I want to do is make her a cranky gator. With my free hand, I managed to grab my phone. Checking the time, the digital clock says it's almost 5 minutes past 4:30. Plenty of time to continue my nap. I nestle my head back into the beanbag and let the feeling of Olivia's rumbling lull me back to sleep. This feels nice. The morning alarm lulls me from my sleep into the sound of the world and into the world of the living. I ended up spending the night at Olivia's place. Randy and Sophia thought my parents would actually be worried that I stayed with the strangers for the night. When my folks hadn't answered their phones, Sophia was left fuming. Randy didn't look as bothered, though, and the two calmed down after I made something up about a business trip. Honestly, I'm probably right anyways. On the upside, I got to spend the night with Olivia. Last night, we even turned the living room into some kind of blanket and pillow fort. I felt childish to huddle up under the floor with Olivia and watch her play old computer games on the outdated TV, but I had more fun than I'd like to admit. But now that Fridays rolled around, it was time for school. Olivia's wheelchair's out of commission until Randy could go get a replacement, meaning she'd have to miss out today. Given the state of both her emotions and wheelchair, it pained me to have to go without her and leave her all alone. Honestly, I don't want to be alone in my cold and empty house either. Miss Sophia is one hell of a cook. Last night she made a delicious meatloaf. Guess I know who Olivia got her culinary skills from. We are going to call it there. This, I it might sound like a broken record at this point, but this is the most well-written game I have seen in a very, very long time. The writing is impeccable. No notes, completely perfect. No, if I had to give one note, No, not even. I can't even fucking think of anything. I want to criticize them for something, but I can't see anything to criticize them about. I guess I could criticize them about that shot of Olivia's ass. That's a little weird. I don't want any furry accusations. Or I guess scaly, because she's an alligator. But whatever. But yeah, this game is amazing. I can only feel it. I can't see how it could possibly get better than this. And I hope that all my choices have been correct or good enough, and it turns out okay. And with that being said, I am going to call it there. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch one of these stupid long videos again. It truly means the world to me. And please, may God bless you, and please have a wonderful night. Bye-bye.